Okay, welcome, and it's Big Al. Today we're going to do the rear disc brakes on a Renault Laguna. This is a 2003 model, and we'll take you right through it. It's a bit difficult, but not too bad. Okay, we'll get on with it and show you how it goes. I always take the cap off the filler there. That is for the brake fluid. I take that off to allow a bit of expansion when we compress the brake pistons. Okay, so take that off, leave the car in first gear, handbrake off, and then chock the front wheels, and we're going to jack the back of the car up and obviously put it on stands, and then we'll the Renault Laguna has a funny little thing to get off there. You can see it there. I usually use pliers in there to get that off. So we just get our pliers here on this funny little piece and stick it in there and just give it a few twists and it'll come off fairly easily. Just keep twisting. I'll do it with one hand while I hold the camera with the other just so you can see. Okay, this Renault Laguna is a diesel model. It's the same for petrol. Take that off of there, and then we should have access to the wheel. Okay, good people, there is the actual disc brake now off. As you can see, I've got axle stands and the jack as well. Make sure you do this when you do this job. Safety first. First thing we got to get is the wheel caliper off. This is the wheel caliper. We need to get this off. There's two bolts in this. I don't know if I can really show you from this side, if I can get the light there. Yeah, you can see the nut there. That's one of the nuts holding the caliper on, where I point my finger to there. Okay, we've got to get that off, and there's also one underneath. I could show you that one up there. I don't know if you can see it properly. See it, there it is. Yeah. Okay, we've got to get those both off, and then that will enable us to get the caliper off. Okay, these particular Renault springs, they have Renaults to hold. They have these springs to hold this in place to stop the juddering when the brakes go on. Okay, we're going to hold the video now while I get those nuts off and come. Okay, now you're going to have to find that you're going to have to knock these off with a hammer because they're real tight on there. They do go tight, but just keep persevering because the piston's obviously out in the caliper and it's causing it to stay locked on. So just keep tapping until it comes right off. Okay, one of the other things we've got to do is get that spring out of there. Okay, just locks it in place. I've pulled it out already because I'm doing this with one hand. Okay, so take the spring out and lay it down on the side. One of the shoes has fallen out already. Once you take it off, it will just drop off, and as you can see, it's really badly worn. It's quite bad actually. So we've got to get this out. Get the other one out. It sits in the back of there, and we'll pull him out. He just sits around inside there. It can be a bit tricky. I'll just put the camera down while I get this one out because I need to. Oh no, it's come out. I was going to say I need two hands, but I don't. And now you can see that they're out. What you can also see when I shine the light there is that there is the brake caliper of the piston, and one of the gaskets round it. There should be a dust cap that's missing. Gone. That's got to be replaced really before we can put the brake shoes back. Also, obviously the piston is out, and we'll need rewinding back before we can get the new shoes to fit in there. So we'll get the caliper tool out now and we'll show you that. Okay, good people, this is a brake caliper rewind tool. As you can see, it's got loads of different flanges fitting different brake calipers. I'm guessing ours is probably going to be about this size here, but I'll just get it fitted in and try it, forget the right one, and then I'll come back. Okay, just thought I'd show you the brake caliper tool in position. As you can see, it has a locking piston there, and these two pins of the piston, as you can see there, fit inside the piston. Once inside, we can turn the ratchet, turn the piston clockwise, and keep turning the inner nut to pull the piston so that it pushes it into its slot. So we're just going to carry on and do that now and get the piston right back. Okay, as we can see now, we have the piston firmly back inside. Let's see if we can get a hold of it there. There's the piston. Get the light torch on it, you might be able to see it better with the light, sorry. Very difficult to get a hold of it, but as you can see, there's none of it sticking out now, which means we're now safe to get the brakes in. The disc should now sit in place and have enough room to get back onto the wheel, so we'll get them back in place now. We'll show you how to do that. Okay, I've also popped the outer spring on now to hold this outer shoe in place for the Renault, so that is now back in, goes in that hole there, and on the shoe there, hooks around the shoe there into that hole there. Once you get that on first, it'll hold the shoes together before you slide them over the rim. Okay, I'll put the light here so you can see. There's the bolt going in there. If you get the light behind it, you can line up these holes fairly easily to get this nut in. And the awkward one as well is the bottom one, to get the caliper back on the actual disc. Once it's lined up, you can get it in. Bit of oil on it always helps get it in place. This is a cheap way of trying to do this job. If you've got no money in your skin, you just want to buy the shoes and do it yourself. You will need to borrow that caliper kit though, or buy it. It was 25 quid on eBay, so it wasn't too bad. Otherwise, we're getting there, and we'll do the bottom nut now. Okay, that's it. That's wheel back on. Don't forget though, we're not quite finished. If you remember, you did take the cap off of the filler for the brake fluid, so just make sure now that you put that cap back on. You will have run a little bit of excess over the top when you push the plunger in, when you've got that piston back right in, so don't worry if you've got a little bit of spillage here. I haven't, I was a little bit low anyway. Just make sure to screw your cap back on, and that's it. You are finished. Try it out and enjoy, but don't forget you've got to do the other wheel as well. You can't just put one set on the back, you've got to do the other side as well, so don't forget that, and then you'll be done. Okay, that's it from out. Bye bye.